Perhatian sang putri berakhir tertiup angin aku Pavolia Reine dari hololiveID and attention please and Pavolia Reine from hololiveID generation 2. I am dead. Hello, good morning everybody. The sleepy. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing this morning? We're gonna be playing Aturan today. Hello, died. I'm not died, I'm dead. Doing good? That's great. Still in bed. Wow, that's nice. That's nice that you're still in bed. That's nice. Wish I could do that. I should just buy a laptop so I can stream from my bed. I slept for 20 hours. Wow, you slept for 20 hours. Wow, that's so nice. Oh my gosh, I'm missing my coffee. That's a good idea. Coffee would be great. But yeah, I promised myself I wouldn't take coffee unless I absolutely need to. I'm gonna I wish I could sleep for 20 hours exactly. But yeah, time to make coffee. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up! Wake up! I'm directing this towards myself. Solving a case is as good as any reason for coffee. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. But anyways, welcome to Morning Aturan. It's a very unusual time to stream, but you know this week was pretty packed, so we had to change up some stuff, so you know, so it fits the schedule that week. You know, I already skipped Aturan last week, I think. I don't want to like skip it too much, so today we gonna do Aturan this morning in Yabi Standard Time. My brain's melting. I'm not used to TGAA at 5 a.m. Well, you know what? Just get used to it. Just get used to it. Anyways, so for those of you who haven't caught up, we were kind of like at the edge of the fourth case, I think. So we were like very close to. I mean, we know who did it, I feel like. And you know, and I guess we're kind of ready to give the not guilty verdict unless there's gonna be a twist. Well, I don't know. And then way afterwards we can start working on the fifth case. I don't know how far we can go for the fifth case, but you know, we'll see. Morning court shenanigans. Oh my goodness, everybody's sleepy. You know, like it's usually like always morning, right? In the Aturan games, like ooh, like the trials are usually held in the morning. So fourth case in 15 minutes and go back to sleep. Actually, I have breakfast with me now. I do have pasta. I do have garlic, like just like cloves of garlic. I do have pasta. I have like spaghetti, and I have like pieces of meat. Yeah. Did you guys have breakfast? Okay, we're gonna, you know, we're pasta for breakfast. Yeah, we just eat whatever for breakfast and whatever for dinner. We eat cereal for dinner. We eat pasta for breakfast. We eat, I don't know, stuff, I guess. Chicken ramen for dinner. That's delicious. Scrambled eggs, ice, and yogurt. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do mini yabe before the game. Mini yabe before the game starts. Mini yabe before the game starts. We're gonna eat. Caesar salad. That's nice. I have poutine. This is good. I really like garlic. I mean, I'm not exactly eating cloves of garlic because I'm I like garlic that much, but I just like garlic, I feel like. Buffalo chicken sandwich sounds really good. But anyways, yeah. Confirm not a vampire, I guess. But fun fact, I don't eat garlic bread that much. Like, I think I just use garlic in a lot of dishes, like, I don't know, vegetables, whatever. But I don't actually eat a lot of garlic bread. The only time I eat garlic bread is when I go to eat pizza, I guess. Oh, pizza? We're gonna go eat pizza? Well then, yeah, we're gonna have garlic bread too. Is Italian food coming over there? I just feel like we have a lot of food. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know, like pasta. Like, of course, you can have pasta. Like, it's common, I guess. What's not very common here is Filipino food. I feel like, because I tried looking it up and none of the shops were in like delivery vicinity. I'm like kind of sad about it. I remember, I know we were like having a talk with the PH bros about like food, and I was like, oh yeah, like I used to have access to those, but you know, it's been, and you know, it when I checked here, there were so few places to begin with, and then they're also all outside delivery vicinity, so I was like, oh, so sad. Yeah. What Filipino food are you after? I don't know, anything. Like the sweet stuff, like the nice fish and stuff. Seafood don't really share each other food for some reason. I guess so. I guess like what they're kind of going for is that, you know, a place so far away, like for example, that's why we have like all these like Japanese food, Western, quote unquote Western, so wide food, like steak or like fast food, and like, you know, they're like straight up franchises, I feel like, and pasta, you know, but nothing like too close, because I feel like they're pretty similar anyways, maybe to some extent. I'm not saying like they're the same, you know. Barbecue is good. Coba nyari PH food. PH food tuh gak tau, di sini susah aja nyarinya. There was like one Indonesian restaurant here. I only found out about it after they're closed. Oof. Yes. A lot of recipes involve stewing, marinating, and soy sauce and vinegar. Sounds good. Ayam penyet is a staple Indonesian food, right? I wouldn't say staple, but it is pretty common, yeah. I feel like, so ayam penyet is chicken, but you kind of like slam but you kind of just like slam the chicken so it's flat, and probably like it's gonna be easier to break down that way. So that's what it is. So it becomes like completely squashed. Like how we slam our hands on the desk. I guess so. I'm almost done eating. I feel like we can start the game in 10 minutes. The longest. Bedanya ayam penyet sama geprek apa? Well, I've been waiting for this question. The difference between ayam penyet and geprek. So there's two types. They're pretty much the same, but ayam geprek has coating over it. Ayam geprek tuh pakai tepung luarnya. Kalau ayam penyet tuh enggak. So in a way, ayam geprek is crunchier than ayam penyet. The kecon chicken. For the longest time, I was also wondering what's the difference, you know? But then a bunch of people were like, yeah, ayam geprek has flour coating. You know, like, oh yeah, like my dad owns like a business of ayam geprek, and then they were like, and then it's like, oh, ayam geprek has flour, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see, you know. What case are we on? The case of breakfast. Just kidding. We're at the end of case 4, and then we're gonna go case 5. I'm gonna finish my food real quick, and we can like get to the game. Something I always hate around here is that a lot of different regional Asian dishes just get lumped under one Asian umbrella. Oh, so it's hard to find the authentic sauce sometimes. True. I think it's also kind of the same when, you know, because we often like we say like, ooh, quote unquote Western food, but I don't know if that's the same or not. I would think Western food is, I don't know. The case of the empty stomach. True. I literally just, I don't know, guys. I have like several streams, right? At like morning today, but my body clock is like I don't know if I need to fix it, but I've been waking up super close to stream time every single time. Turnabout breakfast vanishing. Even for USA, different states have different variations of Western food. Exactly. Like, I know I always wake up pretty close to stream time, but like I'm talking dangerously close. You know, so if last time was like dangerous, this one is even more dangerously close. Same case when in foreign countries and try to find Indonesian food that you can't find Padang one. Ah, yes. Overseas, I went to Indonesian restaurants overseas, and they're usually like all in one. Like They have so many menus. I mean, it's a good restaurant, but they have like everything in one, like usually the most common one. I was kind of bummed that you know, they're supposed to have martabak, but they don't really. I think they were like out of stock for some reason. How about alarms? I think I do have alarms, but I sleep through them. I almost forgot that I had a stream. I was like, maybe I don't need to wake up early for a sec. And then I was like, uh-oh. You know, it's just it's just rainy things. Join the oversleep championship. My goodness. I mean, I don't know. It's part of life, so I feel like it you know, there's a chance that it happens one day, you know. It's just part of life, but you know, if I can, I don't want to, you know. You can put like 5 alarms minutes separate, but somehow you can also turn off all 5 of them. It happens. I know, right? It does happen. I could just like, oh yeah, alarm. Nah, I don't think I have stream. Turn it off. You know. If you did oversleep, which hololive member would you want to do the stream waiting for you to wake up? Man, I don't know. I want everybody to have good sleep, so hopefully nobody has to do it. Kabuki never check holo ID, so rest easy. Oof. What do you mean pagi? Pagi is morning. Pagi is Ohayo. Yes. Ohayo, when you wake up at 3 p.m., it's Ohayo. If you just woke up, every time is Ohayo. Yes. Yes. Ohayo, konbanwa. Otsukaresama deshita. Can't wait for Radi's competitive spirit to push her to beat the oversleep record. Oh my goodness. Yes. Every second is Ohio in some area. Exactly. See, somebody said it's like 5 a.m. in here. So yes, Ohio to that person. Sleeping speedrun. Ohio. Konbanwa. Ada TV. Yes. What? I wonder what's the longest day that I slept. I feel like it's just like one of those stuff where I sleep. No, I was awake for like 2 whole days, and then usually I always crash really bad after those. But I feel I don't do that anymore because it's not really good for my health. But yeah. Can confirm it's 5 a.m. Sorry. Also, let me just turn on my air conditioning and we can actually start playing the game. 30 minutes, that's not bad. Alright. 5 a.m. Oh no, we're starting to have the yabe move. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that because we're actually gonna play. Hold on, give me a sec. One of my astronomy friends told me that galactically we're in mourning for several thousand years, so it's always appropriate to say good morning. I see. Let me open the game. Let me open the grade Ace Attorney Game Software something. It's time to duel in the courtroom. No, you can't be an ace attorney if you missed breakfast. You'll be hungry and you won't be able to think. I think. Nice. Let me just check out the game. Oh. Dang it. Hold on. Okay, let me check. Hold on. Okay. Is the music alright? Is music loud for you? Chat's thirstiness always overrides their hunger. A bit loud. I think I know what happened because thanks to the karaoke, I kind of turned my headphones lower than normal. What about this? This is okay, right? No, I think no. This music is loud. This home screen music is loud. So let me open this first. Okay, this sounds okay, right? Yeah, sorry. Okay, guys. Now that we all are, what do you call it? We all have eaten. It's time for court. We can't go to court with an empty stomach, can we? Now let's play. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Oh, yes. So this is, we're trying to prove that we had to prove that because we know that apparently this couple had a fight. They were throwing stuff so that we can prove that there's a connection. They actually threw the stuff and hit the victim. I think we left in the Lunatone and Soul Rock. Don't say that. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet, soon headed out though and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. I think we have to press that. If the ballet thing in the victim's bag really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. That's the extent of their testimony, is it? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I think, now that I have eaten breakfast... I don't know. Well, I think we've heard all this before, to be honest. I can't say I'm particularly confident that we'll be able to prove anything new from this testimony. But this cross-examination is absolutely essential. That we establish how this knife came to be at the scene of the incident. Yes, I know. I'm sure both of them must be feeling very worried that it was in fact a knife belonging to one of them that caused the victim injury. If we could find even a tiny shred of evidence to support that theory, it would clinch this trial for us. It would explain everything. Okay, we must find that last crucial piece of evidence. Have we not found it? Okay, let's press this.
Hold it!
Sorry? Would you care to elaborate? Nothing to say, really? Rather partial to a spot of carving, you see, pipes and whatnot. Fishing tackle. Woohoo, you know the sort of thing. It's a passion we both share. I like to carve little wooden trinkets too, and then there's my leather work. Sorry to say we're always losing knives about the place, and we have dozens of things. They sell them at the market sometimes 20 for the price of 19. Needless to say, I snap them up. John prefers to use 2 knives at mealtime too, instead of knife and fork. Now, Joan, we don't want people thinking I'm some kind of savage. Here we go again with the scaldings. Why are they being so evasive? I imagine it's because they don't want to believe it. They can't bear the thought that it might have been one of their knives that injured the victim. Uh-huh. Go on with your testimony. Sir! If that ballet thing, you'll have a job proving it, I think. So you have no intention of admitting it was your knife unless we can produce proof. Even though there is no other credible possibility if Mr. Natsume is innocent.
Objection!
You forget, my Nipponese friend, that it has yet to be established that the accused is not responsible for the attack. What? As if I could forget. If only there was some way to know who had handled the knife. But I suppose visually like that is just a dream. Perhaps you're thinking of fingerprinting, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, Emma Sky moment. Whenever people touch anything, they leave behind a unique pattern from their skin, or so they say. But I can't see anything. There are already countries in this world where their so-called fingerprints can be used as evidence. Lord Strongheart is currently discussing the matter at the Ministry of Justice. I believe we are rapidly approaching an era of scientific methods of investigation, wink wonk. But for now... Oh, that this knife is found in the victim's back was originally with Mr. and Mrs. Garretives. If only I could transplant this into several years in the future. Oof. Alright. Oh, let me try to present the knife. It's like, oh, you have to prove it. Let me show them the knife and see what it, how it is, you know? Yeah. Just use the time machine, easy, right? The stream is sponsored by Snackoos. You know, Snackoos are pretty much localized, and the original thing is called carintos, which is pretty much like a traditional snack. So they're like really sweet and stuff. I decided I've always wanted to try carinto because of Emma Sky. And I finally did, and I was like, pretty good actually. They also have actually, the modern types also have different flavoring / coating. So for example, oh, it's sweet, but it has like a hint of taste of, I forgot what. Like probably like coffee or something, I don't know. Yes. Emma Sky. One of my favorite characters, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's try to present the knife. I think. Yeah, it's carving knife because it's... Look at that! It's because it's used for carving! I don't know. But then, if we... But then, if it's lodged in the victim... I don't know. I don't actually know, guys. I can't think.
Objection!
Oh no, we're wrong. Time to examine evidence again, I think. Uh-oh, we only have 2 left. Come from a different angle. Well, let me see if I missed something, because I don't think I missed anything. They're worried. They're so worried. Must find the last crucial piece of evidence. Let me just press more.
Hold it!
The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garrett. Oh yes, I remember. I remember. Yes. Like the wife thought the husband was like cheating or something. Man, what a sort of state of affairs. I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway. A likely story. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face?
Hold it!
The fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? Yes. Bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really? It just so happens there was some bath water around that evening, so I sloshed set about to put it out. The most precarious situation you put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street where the water main isn't connected yet. I have to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, you see? The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although that little mustache Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. Ah? The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, he receives a stipend. Is that how you pronounce that? For his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine? Being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off. Well... Have you actually seen the state of the man? I believe he uses all of his income to buy books. Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. Stipend, I see. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Even though the room was on fire? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames! When a woman wants to throw, she must throw! That is most certainly not true of a subtle takedown, Mr. Naruhodo! How did you know I was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic. Oh, garlic. We ate garlic. A towel. Oh! What? Did he say shubadak? And a sponge, a napkin?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, sir? Oh, he said Jupiter. Sorry, I was talking over him, so... Oh... Mr. Garadeb! Don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon? Did your wise remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. I just saw the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched at my direction. Old thing? But something more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed it right to Good grief, woman. You were not at home now. This is a court of law. Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear. What is she even doing with a teapot in here? Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this, then. How do you suppose that happened, huh? What? My pipe, sir. Your pipe, sir. With this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see, your pipe was broken. I would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now. Ah, you are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I wonder what we should make of this account. It could be important, though. The defense believes Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense, one might say. What? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Ooh, that's nice. Well, I don't see why not. Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Oh, goodness. Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Aw, that's okay, Susato. Haha, you're so nice. Oh, no, it's fine. Hey, Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Well, thank you for that. Rebuttal, Mr. Garadeb. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? Plenty of knives around our place.
Hold it!
Let's examine this thing. Looks to be in a sore state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garridiv's dressing gown. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garridiv, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Either that or he can't afford to replace it. Oof! Oh, this is chipped. There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look, it appears to have been made relatively recently. And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye though, because it's clearly new. Maybe a knife? A what? That's the knife! That's the knife! Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. That's it. How can you not tell? What? What's this? Ooh, it's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be? Question mark. The fragment of metal have been entered into the court record. How did he not notice? Oh, there's surely nothing in here, though. This tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garridiv's pipe. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. Yes. I don't really know. There's just something niggling me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. Okay, cool. We're gonna do that. We're gonna check out the knife. There we go. Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing, but not anymore. Part of it's missing? I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling. You remember this? Ah, that's the tiny fragment of metal that we found inside Mr. Garridiv's pipe. Yes, and just maybe, oh my, it's a perfect fit somehow. I just knew it. Okay, so I guess... now we can present the knife or the thing. Nothing to say, really. Rather partial to spot of carving, you see, pipes and whatnot. Okay, then I now know. We're gonna present the same. We're gonna present at the same statement, but now with the newly updated knife. I sell them at the market sometimes, 20 for the price of 19. Let's go. John prefers to use two knives at meal times too instead of a knife and fork. No, Joanne. Okay, nice. Here we go again with the scaldings. So sad. Sir. Yes, I have to present with... I think both would work, but I think, I'm just gonna do it with this one. Because, the proof is because it's in your pipe.
Objection!
Mr. Garridiv, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Do you just have, like, bad eyes or something? Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back at the regiment of the course, but that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the oh, that's why he doesn't notice, because he can't see. I struggle to tell a B from a G and a P for a Q, to be honest. Oh yeah, he has bad eyes. Oh, he does. Dear me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in every other word. You must be very dizzy. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. What may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Yes, sir. Oh, that's me. I am. What? I'm put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record. I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? It's this one, I think.
Take that!
This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. Oh, so that's the reason, because the knives are cheap. And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Objection!
Not enough tech for fingerprints, but enough tech to give the judge an auto-tune. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. Oh! Ah! Good grief, Lord Van Zeeks? I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. My goodness. Ooh, tete. Oh my gosh, his pants. Order, order. Is this some kind of Eastern sorcery? Sorcery? What? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord, the crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. And this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. I would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. The knife. Oh! She's shaking! Oh no! Oh dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below. Mrs. Garrideb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrideb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time. Which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord. It's like she's standing on top of those like shaking machine that's like for exercise. Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1. And yet there's no other credible explanation on how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. This is kind of scary, you know. It could have actually hit him. Or maybe the lady just had really precise aim. Then after losing its tip, The knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. Ah. Nice shot, Joan. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Gardev's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back of the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh. No!
Objection!
Want my water? A full body theory, I'll give you that. What? A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. How do you guys bottle your argument? What? How do you guys do it? But after all, it is just a theory. A game theory. The bottle life here is corked. Because you see... Oh my goodness. The Cali post. It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency. What? Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? Inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, in her... Ow. That's right, you silly little man. Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. The knife that struck her had fallen from above. Oh my goodness. There's no possibility way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. I don't know, maybe the victim has jelly back, you don't know. Yark! Yes. Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head. Well, there's lots for words, look. Well, I don't know, like, wasn't she like holding the burnt book thing? Would appear the defense has made rather a spectacular blunder. No, I did not. The theory has even one inconsistency it cannot stand. Oh, he's trying to test us. He's trying to test us if he can like prove, you know, he's like a very stern, what do you call it, teacher that's like testing us. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. We were so close. Could see the truth. Was so sure we were on the right track. We are. Don't worry, Yunosuke. But now the way has been blocked completely. No, by just one simple inconsistency. No. Have some hope, Yunosuke. You're on the right track. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency, and the theory will stand. Haha. Mr. Sato! You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that is all, and your mind went blank. Yes. But if the path you are on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is the court record. I'm sure all the information you need is there. What's in the court record? It's this book. It was in the victim's hand when Mrs. V first ran over to see what had happened. Yeah. See? This one. This book. She was picking it up. It was from above. And I think that's the evidence. And since you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection!
Ooh, yes! Oh, yes! Nice, 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 nice. She's just massaging his head. It's okay, we have those days where your head hurts but there's nobody to massage them. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deep for the truth. It's a test! Ooh, that's what I said! It's a test! Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. Wink. What are you implying? Ow, ow. Counsel? There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. What can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back? You already have the answer. Goodness. Utter madness. This is madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. I hope so. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... I guess... photograph or the book? I don't know, man. Like, probably both would work. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garrett's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so, as part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable B made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, son, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what might have happened now. Oh dearie me. I think like this is why they didn't make the victim die. Because it's a very unfortunate thing to happen. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garrett household into the pavement below. At precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog. And all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Garrett, and why do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? I really can't imagine it. But I suppose... she might have reached down... yeah! And picked the book up. Yes! That is exactly what the woman in fact did! She picked up the book! Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book... is it? The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. It's just so weird though, like, cause is there enough like momentum for a not sharp knife to do that? It's just, I don't know. It's just whatever, you know. We're gonna let this trial end. And why is she like? It's just weird. It's just this whole thing is weird. Walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, I feel like something's just like off. Was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume. But our job here is to prove that Soseki Natsume is not guilty, so you know we're on the right track. You know, I feel like the case will end here, but I'm just saying like everything is just really weird. Everything's been really weird. It appeared to Mr. Natsume. And the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Ah! And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. There never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. Well, I guess, you know, yeah, the culprit was gravity, so she died. No, she died, sorry. She went unconscious from natural causes, because gravity is natural. This is nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Oh my goodness. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Poor Mrs. Garadeb. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? Newton shouldn't have invented gravity. I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. This just feels wrong, and I threw the knife as well. John dear. It's alright, I know. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to kill the victim. I sort of did mean to kill my husband, but not the victim. I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Oh, so she's so heavy! Oh! Poor guy! Aww. Very nice. Lord Van Zeeks, what news of Mrs. Garadeb? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she'll recover in due course. Oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't die. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There's some good news, however, my lord. I've just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. That's nice. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. I mean, usually you don't meet the victims either because they're dead, but, you know. So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes. Yes. What? Ah, yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture. Wait, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, yummy. Gravity soup. Hold on, give me a second. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. Nice. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. What? Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now. But I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. For Sosek-san, his imagination really has got the better of him. Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. I see. And for that, I'm truly sorry. Okay. Cool. I love how the guy's now like sitting on the Mrs. Garrideb's seat because she fainted. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. You were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I here heartily commend you both. Oh. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bean while she was out of action, you know, but I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. Poor guy. I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Okay. Nice! Nice. Yeah, poor Jor number 5. He just needs that. Yeah, he needs to work. I wish, like, I don't know if they get compensation for like attending this, or is it just like a duty for them. I hope they do get paid. Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes. Oh, sensor? Sensor? Do we need sensor? Is there sensor? Oh gosh. I mean... Oh, yes. Lord, sir. You're now free man once more. Is there a sensor? Wait, let me check the sensor. Oh my god, the sensor is here. Sensor is upstairs. There. It's number 4, but it's okay. It's number 4, but it's okay. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. Oh, you don't need censor? Okay, cool. Almost lose. Somebody almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, guys. Okay. There's no, right? Don't need 1, right? Okay. And may you never again be brought before me. 3rd and 5th. Okay, cool. Oh, yes, sir. Of course. On my life, I swear I'll never step foot in the courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. Nothing like a good panic to wake you up. Of course, of course. It's 3 p.m. A locum! Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last, I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Pity, hearty, happiness, hurrah! Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard just to say that, then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, 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 not that! Lovely, loyal locum lawyer! Yeah? I mean, as I said before, I've just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you, locum lawyer, gave my gloom to the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, lying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering. And we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Oh, there you are, my dear fellows. Oh my goodness, this guy. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Me. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you. I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. Oh. The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. Oh, sorry. It's just finished. What? No, then my haste was in vain? It's you! Sherlock Holmes! Haste? Question mark. Oh, have we met, sir? Oh, this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. Uah! I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Sherlock Holmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned the poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Has she been taken to hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind now then. What was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Guilt trip no jutsu. Oh god, priceless. I am sorry, really, but that was quite priceless for Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. There's no bright side. Whatever you do mean, Mr. Natsume. Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits. And now by the Reaper! Oh, Lord Van Zeeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It would all be alright, Mr. Natsume. Hmm? If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Oh no! Oh no! That's another takedown. Why is it gonna be me? Why do I have to be... Yeah... A bit of warning might be nice next time. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan. What? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh! It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. Cool. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage, of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here in the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world, escape the terror of the Reaper's curse? That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san could be an interesting read. What about Mr. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustache compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. Already 2 cases? And only now does it feel that as though we have finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodging before it bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you could take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? Ah, but what it lacks is windows. And windows, it more than makes up for with a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit. Oh my gosh. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes, it tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. Well, think about it. That's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodging with me? Oh, really? Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of? Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the great detective's office, says attic. I'm too overcome for words. So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. Mmm, yummy. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you and yes. Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Locum. I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Ecum locum. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But locum, we'll meet again someday. Yes, I'm sure. Uh-oh. Hopefully by then I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then you will not be in jail. I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was become our new home, 221B Baker Street. This is our new office. So this is to be our new office. Yes! Thank you for answering my question. Our office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too, it's simply wonderful, isn't it? I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. Yes, Sasato's scary. She reads the main character's mind and she's reading my mind now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Yes, it's got windows. Look, 2 windows. Ooh, this is the first time he's not wearing his hat. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Casual Sholmes. It looks better this way, I think. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid. You gave her the voice last time. Yeah, true, but my voice is dying. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Ha 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 ha. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at this premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. What? London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Ooh. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade entirely. What? So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London. Yes? Question mark. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came. Oh no! To lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. That's scary. It's London steampunk anime. Nice. Save your current progress? Yes. Yes. Wow! The Demon Barber and Jack the Ripper? Oh, yes. I heard of those stories. I used to be very fond of such stories. Oh. This one? So next up? The Adventure of Unspeakable Story. I used to be... I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I still like such stories, but I was very, very into it. Like, back then. I thought they were very interesting. And I think they also have like a... They also have like this little museum that specializes on like these like horrors or something. In London, I feel like. Okay, so how was it? How was the case? I felt like more than anything, it's just like something very unfortunate, you know? And I feel like Van Zeeks have been softer on us. I think it's also because we're becoming like smarter, like the main character is becoming smarter and smarter. But yeah. Yes, yes, yeah. It was a pretty light case, I think. It's just really unfortunate too, like for Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. I hope they don't get into, you know, too much trouble. At least no one died. True. I think it would have been like really horrible if the person actually died, you know, because it was like an accident. But yeah. I think that case was more suitable as a tutorial compared to the first case. I see. But then again, I feel like it's precisely because this case has investigation, so we can't really make it a tutorial. Then again, I completely expected the tutorial to have, what do you call it? Like, at least probably like an hour long. Probably like an hour long. I would expect that to happen, and like, ooh, yeah, have the 6-hour trial. Let's go. Case, yeah, case was a bit weird. I do agree, but you know, we should just like, I don't really know. This game tutorial was the longest in the series. Yeah, that's why I was like super shocked. I was like, huh, yeah, guys, let's just like take it easy and like do case one. I'm like, huh, taking it easy and not so fast. Game says. Yeah, the ouchie case. But anyways, before we start this episode, we're just gonna take a short break and yeah, take a short break, maybe like a 5-minute break. Hold on, let me just like let me just do this. Short break before fifth case. Be back at minute 36. So it's like very short. Very short. Very short. Okay. I'm so sad. Apparently we don't have yogurt anymore. So sad. We don't have yogurt anymore. I wanted to have yogurt, but there's no yogurt in the fridge. I'm so sad. I think I ate my last one last night. I want to order more. Maybe I can order, but maybe not now. No yogurt, no justice. Okay. Okay. We have this, The Hound of the Baskervilles, The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body, was outlined in white hot flames. My goodness. My. Start playing from the start of this episode? Yes. I heard about this a lot, but I don't actually know about the actual story.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen.
Genetically enhanced mortal?
With a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. Look well, Wilson, Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. For this is the diabolical hound of the Baskervilles.
Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. Oh, it's been 2 months? Okay, cool. So they've been here. I thought they only had like a limited time or something, but maybe not. And that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in this country. And in Soseki-san's terrible ordeal that have followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. Oh, however, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court, which was hardly surprising, of course, because I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of the law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Ooh, it's in the attic. My goodness. Knock, knock, knock. It's pretty messy, but it's homey, I guess. That morning, I was woken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone... Hey, Sato. Sato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Uh-oh. Sato-san? Yes! Is it time to leave her court already? Oh, she's bored! Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment. Oh no, Oh no, of course not. How silly of me. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes! Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. Let me see. What case is it today? Here we go again. Oh my goodness. Susato! Susato's on that, you know. Oops. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. What? Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. Oh, are you guys getting deported? Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. That's 3 times now that she's trying to fail to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Oh, it's for her. Alright, I don't understand. I suppose Soseki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean she should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him, do you remember? Complaining of seasickness. But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering what might have become of Soseki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yeah, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into significance in that case. What is it they say, that no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Oh no, what if he dies? What if Soseki died? Like the way that nightmarish trial ended from the very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Uh-oh. Yes, but at least Soseki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means the curse is region locked. But the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps. Yeah, that's what I said. Well, even if that's the case, it's a little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months? Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Whoa, really? Yeah, since Soseki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from his judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before, where he wasn't even seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who has had to face him in his recent spate of trials then. Just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Or if he's on purpose seeking you out. Oh, nothing. Never mind. Well, let's go get breakfast then. Good thing we had breakfast before this. Shom sweet. What shoe is this? On purpose, Van Zeeking you out. Morning, Runo. Oh my goodness, this violin, what is this? What is this violin? Morning, Susie. Good morning, Iris. Iris? What is it? What is it, Bruno? What is that? What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled. Ah, yes, you noticed that, did you? Oh my god, it's terrible. Hurley isn't in his best form this morning, it seems. Oh no. Hello. Violin kesedihan. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Good morning. A good morning to die, perhaps. Oh, what happened? Something happened, Mr. Sholmes. You look miserable and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blanched existence! That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble. Cat! Oh, it's a cat! Oh, look, it's Wagahai. Oh my... Good morning, boy. Wagahai? Really? That's what it's called? That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there? Wagahai is cat. Oh no, don't strangle Wagahai, please. Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Yes, my cat! Wonderful, let me help you, Iris. It would indeed be a fine day to die. You something look different. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. His dignity? I don't know. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus, its melody-sonant tones would make flowers bloom. It would? Now the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? For hours I have bowed, for days even, through the nights I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever! No more recitals of unbridled emotion!
Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley?
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddess of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next day unmercifully withdraw it. Oh dear. Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left, for pity's sake? What is left? Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... your desk looks rather empty today. Well done, Miss Sato. Your observation skills do you credit. Oh no, Mr. Sholmes, they pale into insignificance when compared to yours. You struggled not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? That's at Windy Banks now. Sorry? It's at a Windy Bank? No, Windy Banks. The pawn brokery. Pawn? What? You mean you've pawned that enormous machine of yours? Some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. No! That's for us living! Dear madame, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. Is it? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh, what's to understand exactly? So what did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? What? What's the difference? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Banks? On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to the pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. Oh. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. That's interesting. How ingenious.
So wherever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windy Banks, you see?
A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain?
Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things you really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley?
What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. Well, he's not in his best, I think. Hey, Iris! Wanna talk to you.
Wagahai! Mr. Natsumi's cat seems to have settled into his new home, then. Oh yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy!
It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him.
Wagahairis!
Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are as empty as the hearts of the muses.
If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place.
I expect he would have taken him if he could, but pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for and for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Oof, yeah, you would know, Sasato, you would know. Well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from?
Oh, you noticed? You're observant, Bruno. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention.
What is that? I call it the cat flapomat. What? Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right, it can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker to just make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one for us in the door for our office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Oh, what was that? Bagahai? Oh, what? Oh no, oh no. What was that? Oh no, Wagahai's tangled up in your violin. I think he thinks it's a toy. Oh no! Oh dear, Mr. Sholm's precious violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Oh gosh! Oh no, Mr. Sholmes! It's the Soga cat. Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat reach, if possible. Well. Okay, only Wagahai. We can examine. What can we examine, I wonder? Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's the woman. Oh, how exciting! What woman? The woman? What woman? I got an achievement. What woman? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Wait, what's the... I forgot... Oh, here. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. I don't know. Oh, there's... Okay, this violin. So this is the violin, is it? It's a Stradivarius. One of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. I think the first time I heard of Stradivarius was like from an anime. It was from an anime, and what was it? I might be hallucinating, but it was probably... Was it Get Backers? But I might be hallucinating, but I first heard of it from an anime. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. Yeah, there was one in Get Backers. Yes, yeah, okay, so I'm confident then it's Get Backers, yes. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. And until today, it had been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. It's like one of the cases, right? And then like the girl one's like, yeah, I see, yeah. Man, I already forgot most of it. Ask you, is there a reason to live in the world devoid of music to tolerate this blanched existence? No. Like these shows, I need to rewatch them again somehow. There is none. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? Ah? What do you mean, Mr. Sato? Is it fake? Oh, Susie's right! The tone of the wood is completely different. And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? Did somebody swap? Did somebody swap the violin? I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but the instrument isn't a violin at all. That's why. That's why. That's why it sounds different. That's why it sucks. It's not that he's bad, it's because it's not a violin. I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Oh, he's just bad, I guess. What? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you right? You're right, you're quite right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? It's a baby violin. I don't know. Not your faithful performing partner, then. Like a viola? I don't know. It's like a smaller one, I think. Because there's like different sizes, I think. It's like viola, violin, and then cello, and then... yeah. I see what must have happened. Oh, viola is the bigger one. Okay. Then the reverse baby violin. It's bigger? Slightly bigger. This is just a simple mix-up. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what happened if we ask her. Yeah, I get it mixed up a lot, but I know like cello is the bigger one, and then the bass is like the biggest one. I guess so. So, do we talk to Iris? Mix up. Iris so smart. What did you mean by mix up, Iris? Well, you see, this violin, sorry, this viola, I mean, was at Windybanks until last week. At the pawnbrokers? Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. There is a proverb from the East, with the which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in hopes that we would experience personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea! Really? Last week I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. It would appear Mr. Windybank mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry, I don't know, fiddle instead. Well, how can you not tell? My ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre. I don't know how to say this word. Of this piece of timber. Okay, I assume it's the same thing. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Timbre, chu. Chow, a fine state of affairs this is. And why always say, Mr. Naruhodo? Never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time. But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbrokery as an extremely secure vault. Come, Mr. Naruhodo, dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Where? Crunching your toast without vacant aspect, pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? You must visit Mr. Windybank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Miss Susato, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to press your egg even more obtusely. Wait, let me just close the door. The door is closed, I think, but let me turn on my AC. Very nice. MC is out. Yes. Alright, Alright, say no more. Let's go then. Don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like. Ooh, there's so many things in here. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Sasato-san, and that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We're disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo, and it's time to inform Mr. Windbag of our. Come, the fight is afoot. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. But the cat broke it! The second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windbag. The color of the wood is different, it has holes in it, it's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I'm so very sorry, sir! How utterly unforgivable of me, an inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. Return it? What? No! I shall have to take my own life! No, what about you? Return our things! I don't think that will be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, ah, here it is. You did? Oh, and when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the violin and left, sir. Well, he's kind of bad. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. Phew. Would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize. Oh, he apologizing? Sholmes apologizing? Oh, evidently my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Harlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? Haha, I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you've brought through my door in the past. Oh, peculiar items? In the extreme, ma'am. For example, unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Harlock Sholmes, or some such. Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? And unpublished? A story I have yet to read, you mean? Ah! Forgive me! Oh no. Wait, before you die, you must tell me more! Before you die, you must tell me more, Susato, come on. I must know more. Tell me everything. Wow, Sato-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see? I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windybank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon? A manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Why sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. You're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life! This is all very strange. It is strange. I wonder, could I ask you something? A gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you a 6 pence for it. No. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? For your splendid attire, ma'am, 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? Are you just gonna sell your clothes like that? Oh, interesting. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? What a deal. Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I heard it said that pawnbrokeries are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I praise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If, in that time, they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. What happens if they don't pay you the money? They die. Just kidding. Then the items are offered for sale in my shop. As you can see on the shelves behind me. Oh, so you never sell items before the 2 months have passed, then. That's right, ma'am, that's right, which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. The very idea of Mr. Windybank is an absurdity. Yeah, I get how it works now. I see, that's pretty interesting. I don't really know how pawn shops work. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. Says the man who was telling us it was a good day to die only this morning. Let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device, which Mr. Windybank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder, so like CCTV. Is that not so, Mr. Windybank? What was that deep sigh about? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. What? I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. So it's like triggered whenever something sus happens? Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Oh, pre-CCTV. Here, I have an example I can show you. It has color! The technology! Oh my gosh! print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive. It produces a crystal clear image even in darkness. Night vision. Night mode. Really? That's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. I mean, not if they know about it. Not if they know about the camera. But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? Exactly. One could only say... that would be a cruel twist of fate. Oh god. I mean, you know, technology. I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause of distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windybag. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one but 2 cameras in my shop after all. Which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbroker, you know? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heavens help us. Yeah, I get it. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Oh, that looks nice. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Windybank. It's so small. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not! Sorry? I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Windybank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo. Now we can explore at last. Okay. Well, there's nothing here, I guess. Let's go back. Huh? Where are we supposed to go? Where are we supposed to go? Are we still supposed to go? Are we still supposed to talk to this guy? Maybe. Oh, never mind. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? I don't see it. What an assortment of things there are on these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, now you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black growl of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform. Never! It embodies my student spirit! Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? Seems to have two little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you are looking at is a stereoscope. A stereo... Fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically, as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. What? However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm gonna try it. Wait, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Give me a moment. Yeah, I guess it's like one of those. Hold on. Okay, let's stop here. Let's stop here. Ah! Yeah, let's stop here. I want to bring my cat to my room, but I don't know if I should. Mr. Naruhodo, you must see at once. Alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed, like I'm trying to look at my own nose. Whom's to the What the? I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Like 3D. The sense of death is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. I could never get this to work for me. Oh, so you can make it work? Yeah, I just skipped through it. They're often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? It is no magic, my dear madame. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. What? Yeah, I can't do that. I can't, like... Okay, cool. Okay, it's April. Today's date. We can just, like, examine everything we need to examine. Could you tell this was a 3DS game? Oh, yeah, because, like, the 3DS have, the 3D mode, right? Yeah. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? Yeah, the 3DS has that 3... I always keep them off, though, because, like, they're, like, I don't know, they're confusing after... They get confusing sometimes, but, yeah. Yeah, that was a thing, right? That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th April, today's date. Oh, is there like a special image for this one? Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. The 3D was cool for about an hour, then I stopped using it forever. Yeah, that's what happened to me. It was like, cool, oh cool, but it's like so... Yeah, I don't know. That's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern style page-a-day calendar. Eastern style? Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. I've never actually used this kind of calendar because it's just such a hassle. I usually use just the typical stuff that's like on the desk or like on the wall with like, you know, the per month view instead of the day view. But yeah, they always use it in like media though, so it's like I'm just like, wait, that's so cool, like how come I don't have something like that? But you know. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windybank. What? And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? What a waste of paper. I think usually they used like really thin and low quality paper for this. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're not like super like high quality paper. Also like so that they're easy to tear. And then the print quality is also not high quality either. Yeah. And then yeah. That's what I think that's what I have observed, I feel like. I had one with Garfield comics, you rip one off each day. Oh, and like you read a different comic every single day. Nice. Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I had to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsessions, you might say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Oh, nice. Cactus. Okay. We have this taken care of. Okay, this is all clear. And then next, what do we do? These? Shovels? Oh, the desk, you mean. Look at that enormous ledger open on the counter there. New fanfiction? Mr. Windybank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items that he accepts. It'd have to be, otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Would you mind explaining the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger? This revolver here. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. Huh? I assure you, Mr. Windybank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed belying his portly size. Oh, you don't mean he'd... blow his brains out? Indeed. In recompense for his blunder. Oh, well... But... in any case, of course you would never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it? But you know who would? This. What's behind the curtain? There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. stairwell leads to the storage room where Mr. Windybank keeps articles that are currently in pawn. I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend a large student's activity. Recommend it or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key, and Mr. Windybank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot, which he slides under his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. Mr. Sholmes, you're a wonder, and the prime suspect in this pawnbrokery is ever burgled. And this one? Look at this. What could this lovely, big, shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country? Oh my, yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Ooh, what? What a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never had anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There's a middle disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness! What a simply delightful machine! Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. Anything else? There's literally nothing else we can check out. Oh, like the door. 3 glows of gold. Dear me, have you not seen that sign before? No, never. The 3 golden balls are in Great Britain, at least the universal sign of a pawnbrokery. Oh, I see. I'm learning more things. There are more than 700 such establishments in the capital, all showing the same sign. I see. I had not imagined your ignorance was so profound. Sorry. Oh well, what is the significance of the 3 golden balls then? Does it have some special meaning? That is entirely unimportant here, dear madame. Irrelevant even. You don't know, do you? You don't know. You mean you don't know? Yeah. Anything else? Nothing? Yeah, there's really nothing else to check out. Look at that. Nothing else. So we move. It's weird. How do we trigger the next... How do we trigger the next part? That's Windybank's the pawnbrokery. Yes. Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. I wonder what she says. Okay, let's see what Sasato says. Sorry. Sasato, what do we do? Can it really be that we've been in Great Britain for 2 months already? Yes, it's gone by in a flash, hasn't it? What an English gentleman you've You trail off there, Sato-san. I'm so sorry. When I thought it through, I realized it's not at all true, actually. I simply don't feel that any Britishness has really rubbed off on you. Nor you, to be honest. Oh, well that's obviously because... Yeah, I know. Without a doubt, it's your kimono. Well, certainly stands out. I do adore the attire of English ladies. It's quite delightful. But somehow, I just don't feel ready to abandon my Japanese dress just yet. I wonder how Sato-san would look in Western clothes. It would be interesting to see. Ooh, nice. What? Very informative, Susato. Thank you. Thank you for telling me what to do. Okay. What about this? Store for rent. No, it's empty. Okay, this is already... Yeah, this is all clear. So we can move to... The store is already, you know. So, the only thing to do is to just go to Shulm Suite. Or legal consultancy, I guess. There's nothing else to There's nothing else to examine the pawnbrokery, so oh, move screen right at the street. I almost forgot about that. It's just that the shortcut to, you know, the shortcut to move the screen is very what do you call it? It's very difficult. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's literally our home. It's already been 2 months and we started talking loud and clear above Mr. Shulm's office. Yeah, it's like really hard because like the controls are really I don't know. I wouldn't say it's very like the, you know how like, oh, control is usually either crouch or something. Shift usually, like shift and control is either like run or crouch, like standardized. I would think that it would be Q and E, but it's like B and M. Yeah. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret. I know that what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Huh. Really, there's nothing. Yeah, there's also nothing here. This is our home. Apparently it is next door. Apparently it is next door. Interesting. Interesting. Literally nothing. Just to satisfy use that you know, that said we need to examine the broker more, the pawnbroker more. Let me just like highlight this a little bit. Let me just highlight this a little bit. Like that. Is there something new to examine? There's something new to examine? I wouldn't think so. Oh, here, this one. Look at this, whatever it could be used for. I have no idea. Ah. What is that? There's a small catch. We're going to open it, aren't we? Finally. We were looking for the camera. Is this the camera? Which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What, us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. Elsewhere. What? Only 2 pence of it? That ain't fair, and you know it? This article is barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Whomst? So like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Oh, finally we can progress. Come on, that can't be right. I've even had a proper butcher's at it. You see, it's like the human mind only looks at... Probably... That thing should be... I don't know. Should be more... Should be not at the edge. I've seen all I need to see, young girl. Thank goodness I... Oh god, it's her! It's Gina! It's Gina Lestrade! From McGillis trial 2 months ago. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns his crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. I like her. Huh. Gordon Bennett, you lot! I see. Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. Eh, what? You remember me then, do you? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? What? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Come to pop that black weasel. Sorry, coat. Avia. What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day, unless I'm much mistaken. It would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes! So you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windybank on your behalf. Pull the other one. I don't need no help from some stuck-up D. Get out of my business. Go on or I'll make trouble for you. Oh. As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it. He's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? And you, go on, leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. So the sun can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Let's talk to Gina. Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who would use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am alright. I'm a Londoner just like everybody else. That's the problem. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. What does that mean? Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. It's a cute, eh? Yeah. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright then, I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know how best to answer that, really. Like, yes, I don't know. Coin trick. Suppose, sometimes. You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade. But not this time, alright? I swear, that thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windybank is holding. Perhaps you should see what he has to say about all this. Alright. What do you have to say about that? Miss Lestrade's disc. Mr. Windybank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface. Ah, this is a music disc, you see? For use inside a music box. In a music box? What, you don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern law ain't so savvy, eh? I know what a music box is. I've just never seen one of these discs before. Small protrusions on the middle disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. Simply insert the disc and set the machine going and beautiful music plays. It's so incredible! Tell us what tune is on this disc! Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There's so many different types of music box, you see. British-made, German, Swiss... Ooh. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. This disc was made for me. And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at the penny, okay? That's a packet of lies. It told me a day. It said it was, well... He? Who? Never you mind, it just ain't right, that's all. That disc worth good money, I know it is. Okay. I like her character design too. Well then, you have to try your luck at another pawnbrokers, won't ya? Ah! She's so mad. She's mad! She's been here before, of course. This little tatterdemalion. What does that mean? The disc plays Raine's original song. It's a treasure from the future. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. I mean, not... well, I guess so. I don't know. So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry? What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Ah, a storage ticket. So, Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing. Of course. Yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But as she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. Well, what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windybank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. What? It's the overcoat that she redeemed. Oh, that's nice. Was she wearing one last time? Well, what's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So what about the disc then? Oh, the disc is something else. The new article to pawn, the girl and I can agree a price. So what? I am confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yeah, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat, which you returned to her care, as I understood it. That's right, yes, and rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh gosh! Oh no! Oh! What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at the lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? Oh gosh. If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it. For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me? It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me, old man! It's me, old man, ain't it? Is it Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Oh my goodness. What did you do? Out of my way, please. Whomst? Oh. Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Are you two related? Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? Ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. You think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? Ain't it obvious? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How'd you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. Oh no! You mean from you? Broker! Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my! Now that's a lie! What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say... any music box. Discs, too. No, you can't have it! You just can't! It's me old man's, or it was, now it's mine! Is it sus? Like, is the music box... something? Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation. Okay. Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. The gentleman's accusation. Miss Lestrade is what the gentleman was saying. What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Oh. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't ya? That ticket you brought in here just now. No! I swear it! I swear to God! It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business. And this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again. Yet again? I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these back-slum scoundrels. Oh, okay. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. I feel like also, you know, that's why when you go outside and like, yeah, I feel like I know people who are like, who always want to like dress their best like everywhere. But I guess like, you know, I guess I don't like, what do you call it? I don't like to try to get unwanted attention. So I just dress in moderation whenever I go outside. Like, I guess it's just like, you know, dress appropriately for where I'm going, I guess. Yes. I mean, the dude needs to take better care of his stuff then. Yeah, for real, right? It's like... yeah. Of course, but my shorts... What's wrong with my shorts? What's wrong with my shorts? There's nothing wrong with him. Even you go to the convenience store? Yeah, like the convenience store. If it's the convenience store, I feel like I don't have to like dress to, you know, I like, you know, just dress normally, I feel like. Yeah, they're too short. Are they too short? I don't think so. We got oh no, this has led to some clothing policing. I wear flip-flops to the convenience store. Flip-flops are great. People here wear fancy clothing just going to a mall. But I guess probably it depends on like what they're gonna do. You know, I guess like if the mall is pretty much like a spot for them to like spend a long time at, or like to like hang out, or if everybody else wears something like that, then probably Yeah, I dress poorly because I don't want to get robbed, not because I don't have any sense of fashion, obviously. Oh no. Yeah. It's not convenient store if you didn't dress conveniently. Ah. I can't wear flip-flops outside. I'm afraid for my toes. I like flip-flops. They're just convenient. I guess it depends though. I mean, my own house is even dangerous. Oh no, Akaspa. Flip-flops are the worst of all footwear in the history of humanity. Come on, you can't drop an Akasupa and say something controversial like that. Come on, man. What's the best footwear then? What's the best footwear? I mean, flip-flops are okay, I feel like, but you know, I feel like we have dress codes for a reason, you know? Sandal jepit for life. Let's go. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Steel-toed shoes for raining. I mean, my own house is already dangerous, so it doesn't really change the fact. I think like the outside is safer. I can wear flip-flops outside if I'm just too, I don't know. Sometimes I go to the convenience store wearing flip-flops or I don't know, stuff like that. Because it's just I mean, sometimes I just don't want to wear shoes. Yeah. Flip-flop war! Oh my goodness! The flip-flop wars! My goodness. Oh no. Flip-flops and socks are perfectly fine. Oh no! If you wear steel-toed boots, you'll never have to worry about stubbing your toe ever again. Steel-toed boots! They're heavy though. How heavy are they? Just look at this dandy coat and you think I'm the dodgy one. Feet mentioned, check mark. No, don't say that. I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. But you'd stub other people's toe. Well, then just don't get stubbed. That's no big deal. That looks cool, though. Yeah, I should research on that. Well, what about evidence? Yeah! Where's the heart rate monitor at? No, shut up. Steel-toed boots can be comfortable. They're meant to be worn all day. They have composite toe boots that are fairly light. What? Crocs are the universal symbol of a person who has given up all hope. Hey! What's so bad about Crocs? I'm going to steel-toed Crocs? Should I get steel-toed Crocs? Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? You what, mate? You what, mate? Evidence. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course, we need only consult Mr. Windybank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh. Amendment. Crocs are the worst footwear ever. Flip-flops are second. My goodness. You guys are Crocs haters. So why are you guys hating? I never ask for customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. Didn't you guys love going to the beach with Crocs and like come back with like, you know, spots on your toe? Not toe, sorry, your feet. What's this place? A place for, I don't know, civilized discourse about footwear. But why not? Well now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. How many C's are there? C. C. Crocs also starts with C. Coincidence? I think not. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then now, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? All footwear matter. It's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? We have something like that? Of course, it's... Professor. Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. Oh, so it's like, what's the password for this goods? A watchword, interesting. So about these watchwords, Mr. Windybank? As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets, none at all. Yes, well anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and the watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. If that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article? That's right, sir. Yes, just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require already, but for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat, deposited 2 months ago on 15th of February. With the watchword of Professor Feet. All perfectly correct information, sir. If I just try to give this guy a pair of flip-flops, I wonder what he's gonna price it with. But ow! Really, if this is beyond a joke now, there is no further room for doubt. Ugh. Oh, say goodbye to the code, Gina! Golden flip-flops. Okay, I guess we can speak to, this guy. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. I am Pavolia Reine from hololiveID Generation 2. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Yeah, true. Oh, sorry, yes, we are from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. With all the anime. Is anime invented yet? Its inhabitants live in some fiery brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices. This is so funny. This is because, people think Indonesia is oh my gosh. So Indonesia, isn't it tiring to walk? Because they think Indonesia is all jungles and there's no shopping mall in Indonesia. They think that we have to just go with our off-road car or something, off-road jeep to travel through the spaces of the jungle. Oh god, Indonesia has roads? Exactly, it would be like that. Indonesia have roads, shopping mall, oh my gosh, jungles and beaches. Sorry guys, we don't really travel through, swinging vines. I wish I could do that though, never had the experience. Yeah, you're having fun with jungle country? Jungle country? I don't know, man. Me watching this from my stone hut with candle lighting right now. Man. Also, Rainy calls us Ipis Island. What do you have with me calling you guys Ipis Island? It wasn't even me. It was viewers even. I haven't said Ipis Island in a good while. I always say PH bros. Stop framing me with something I didn't do. Indonesia? Which part of Bali is that? The one with the huge jungle filled with all the giant tarantulas? Me watching from my wooden shack with a homemade satellite. Let's go! Internet is just cans connected by a string. Yeah, sent from my igloo. Sorry guys. Yeah, I feel like I need to replace this wood on my ceiling. You know, the rain's kind of like making it slowly deteriorate. You know? Man. You know, maybe this is just like a shared collective imagination, you know? Maybe we don't have technology. Maybe we don't have OBS. Maybe we don't have the Great Ace Attorney. Maybe we're just like imagining all of this. My goodness. Its inhabitants. My goodness. You might be thinking of somewhere else. Not Indonesia. Is it Indonesia? No, I don't think so. And what was that theatrical gesticulation about? Also, no offense, I thought Indonesia was a jungle country with giant lizards. Well, about the giant lizard thing, you're not wrong. Although I've never seen one for myself. We do have giant lizards called the Komodo. Yes. You know, it's funny because like we have a toothpaste brand called Kodomo, which is like, you know, Kodomo for kids. It's like a toothpaste brand for kids. And then, so we used to like mix them up, I feel like, Komodo and Kodomo. Yeah, Komodo dragons. You got Komodo dragons? Yeah, we got Komodo Island. Yes. Yes. You offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Okay, sure. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Sato Mikotoba. I am Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. Komodo dragons live on Komodo Island. What a shocker! My name is Benedict. Yes, Egert Benedict. What the heck? Enchante. Is the refined how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Yeah, are you sure that's a real name? Now, to the matter at hand. My overcoat! Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. I think Gina looks fine with it. I mean, you know, that's besides the point. Like, she kind of stole it, so, you know. Every move he makes, every breath he takes. I can't stand watching him. This guy's like British Rayhan. Oh god, actually. You might be right. So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Egert Benedict, sir. Is that made of like laddish washroom? With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. Desk. This is why I ate grown-ups. Just cause I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. Sorry. I mean, if I have the, you know, if I may have an opinion, I think it looks better on Gina, but also it's not hers, so you know. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. Maybe you should like take off your hat or something. Maybe it'll look better that way. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. No, not the disc! Anything but the disc! Just this one? Pardon, sir? I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Deposited. Another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that that was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. This happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Say who, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Oh no! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Oh my! Yes, there's blood on the disc. Oh, spicy! It's because of all the sharp little bums. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright. I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Oi, you! You take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have it off of me again. So you keep hold of it. I see. Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? The music box disc has been entered into the court record. Yeah, I think like the disc is like something very, very important, and like this guy's just like pretending to be like, you know, oh yeah, there's no problem. I'm rich, I have style, so I must be not sus, but he's actually kind of sus. You there, in the black livery, who, I don't know, hand that disc to me at once, please. He says please. No, don't, he's lying. Grown-ups are all liars. What do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? L-I-V-E, wow, Miss Lestrade is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. He needs to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Let's talk to this guy. Oh no, he's not saying anything! He's clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. Oh no. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. I have to do something quickly before this mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. Well. Look at all the little bumps in the disc. They're so tiny. Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Egbert Benedict. When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Oof. Just thinking about it hurts and puts me off eating radish. Whew! 4 mech gilded! Suspicious! There's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of the disc, look. And a scribbled word or two. It looks like somebody's name. 4 McGilded? McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is, Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget for as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? The music box disc information has been updated in the court record. So what am I supposed to do? Cute. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. Haha, yeah, I see that.
The crispy Irish man?
So you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Purely ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, the 7% solution of caramel. Sholmes caramel, it says. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then, why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know? Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again. My dear madame, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized? How much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. But who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Let's listen so we can progress. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. Tess! Where the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help straight away, not an hour later. Harsh. And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Edgar Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon? First is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation. One you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. What? Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? You turned as white as a hard-boiled egg! Oh no, hard-boiled. It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. Just who do you think you are, sir? Yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Hard-boiled eggert. So, shall we begin? Time has come for yet another Sherlock Sholmes logic and reasoning spectacular. Let's go. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Mystery man's aim. It sucks. Look, it's a dog photo! That's so cute! That's a photo of a dog, look at that! Wait, I actually have my cursor, hidden. You claim to have followed this pickpocket there, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is a staff recruitment flyer. Oh, goodness. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What other rot? I've had this cane for years. AG. What's that stand for? The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. What's AG stand for? What's McGilded's name? Doesn't it start with A? Doesn't his name... Is it like Angus McGilded or something? But I don't know. Angry gentleman. Magnus. Oh, it's Magnus McGilded. Oh, AG? Yeah, sorry, I was wrong. AG, what that stand for though? AG stands for eggs. Angus beef, sorry. I was thinking about Angus beef. And yet detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. AG is anything goes. It's Angus Gerger. This cane belongs to a man by the name Angus Gerger. Oh, therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Is it not a cane? You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? Angsty Gerger. Well, and you're I misread it as reconciling. And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Angus Gerger. Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see? From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle? Mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod. Is the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What? What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. No! What? You were doing so well. Classic Sholmes, I guess. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? What's he doing? Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Say, for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Sholm's story is similar to hologram. Oh, but there is ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. Wink wong. Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council note on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. Wink. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway that flows in a very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of a bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about.
allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. A postcard of the Great Exhibition. I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Yeah, what's with this Great Exhibition? It's been referenced multiple times. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, a considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank is the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. What? Sure, to steal the Great Exhibition's reserve funds. This concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle. Sure. Good job, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes. Can I have whatever Sholmes is having? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? An impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed, though few know of its existence, it is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. And you just like told him. Gregson told me in the strictest confidence. But you just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly, in fact. Ah. And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can be but one explanation for that. Clearly it is because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? What if he's a criminal, as you said? And buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret. Oh. Or if he doesn't. Maybe Mr. Windibank will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all. On my life, I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them, and once the word is out, it's out. Wow, I see. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. Very well then, let us start once more from the beginning. Of Sherlock Holmes is magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. Ah! Yes! Ooh. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place? Is the staff recruitment flyer? Nope. By Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor. Yes, in an attempt to tunnel to the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? Oh, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where would it bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time? Stylish hat. What is this? Scribbled writing. Is this a picture of Gina? Oh! Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. I don't believe it! What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness. There's even a sketch of her hat and all. Although he showed it to her and she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of this shop has been written down here too. Windybank's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline, 15th April. Just today's date! Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper? Because, you know, is not actually his? Wait, what? Oh, info about Miss Lestrade. Okay, so... What do I press to present?
Take that!
Oh, yes, R. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery here. You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. See, like what Gina said. He lied. It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean... here to Windybank's pawnbrokery, and today, redemption deadline of that overcoat. So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. Huh. You have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Angus Gerger. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. Yeah? The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, Angus Gerger. What's a ferrule? It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. The bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement? Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know. It's Angus Gerger. Look here, Mr. Sato. There's some letters on the handle. Ah yes, those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. So Erlock shells will be HS, you mean? The initials on the cane, obviously. Oh. AG? Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Angus Gerger. Oh, there's a crocodile. There's a crocodile, look. There's nothing else I can. Stylish hat. What else? What else do I have? Missing ferrule. Yeah, maybe it's this. It's Angus Gerger. Actually, the initials are backwards. It's GA, which stands for Grand Angus. Grand Angus Gerger. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Egert Benedict? Genghis Erger. We're led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yeah, in the most possessive manner, you have in your grasp the cane bearing the initials Angus Gerger. An uncontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't. I said before that you'd had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? Why? And in your recoil, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding the riddle, you see. Let's consider the bare bones of what happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed a fine-looking overcoat, and no mysterious man has appeared introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. Spit it, Angus Gerger. We know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description. It suggests that everything else he told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. What? What's the key to understanding the riddle? The hat? The hat is the only thing that we haven't done. Split seam? The seam on the shoulder here is coming apart, look. Oh, because it doesn't fit! Do you know a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said? I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. Oh, yes! I heard that. But now I think it was probably the sound of this seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. Here, see? Gina looks better at it and it won't... if he were to run around it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. Sorry? So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? He's really giving this some thought. Susato. Come on.
Take that!
The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you... Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. And you so baldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Ugh. The catalog of untruth has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windybank. Woo! But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Oh. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage? Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place? How could I possibly have known the relevant details? Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawn property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the count to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yeah, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyways, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windybank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windybank would allow you... What? Oh, okay, yeah. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Look at this, Mr. Sato. Ah, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Windybank has scribbled to himself. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, Professor! Mr. Windybank must make a note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes. And in an alarmingly clear script as well. I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see? He has real good eyes, though. He has real good eyes. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say he has good eyes.
Take that!
The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on the notelet he has to hand. And he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. Also, so Gina probably did... I don't know. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in the shop before your accusations against Miss Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windybank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice, you observed him writing the word Professor on the notelet beside the ledger. And that's sir! Was the master plan you devised to steal the found article from the young Miss Lestrade? Master plan? Oh yeah, she might have just had the ticket with which had like the thing. Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. I don't know. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker, wink wonk? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seemed to justify the effort, much less a wordless music box disc. Naturally, you had a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. See, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. What? The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets. Which, according to Mr. Windybank, isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps... We already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, we do. Because it's for McGilded. See? For McGilded.
Take that!
You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads, for McGilded. Mr. Magnus McGilded. A close relative to Angus Gerger, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his lone mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGill was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeezed yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Egert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Sold. Deduction complete. Elementary. Let's go. That's very interesting. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. What? Not a name. Okay. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Wait, let me save this real quick. Let me save this real quick. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. What is it? You want to know what's troubling Susato? If you want to know what's troubling Susato, you can watch the next episode. I really do want to continue, guys. But I feel like this is a goodish point to stop. I know we've only been playing for like 3 hours. This is probably like the shortest grade Ace Attorney, but I think I would like to rest my throat a little bit because I've been like using it a lot recently, and because I also have a collab in 4 hours. Yeah. Oh, we have 5 minutes to be continued. Are you sure? Are you sure? Please don't lie. I've been like getting, people have been saying, oh, it's just like a bit more, it's just a bit more, and it turns out it's not a bit more. But yeah, it's like it is up to you. If we're like so close to be continued anyways, it doesn't really matter, right? Pray tell, Mr. Sato, or wouldn't you like to know? Yes. Go rest. I will rest. We're gonna be playing Operation Tango with Iris on the later tonight in 4 hours ish. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. I really want to continue, but as you can see, my throat is dying. So yeah, I will I will rest for now. I'm also really curious about the continuation of this. But I guess we'll have to just continue this next week. Thank you guys for accompanying me today, even though it's a shorter Ace Attorney episode than usual. But I hope it's been nice. You can, if you guys still want to catch up, you can catch up. This episode isn't particularly really difficult to catch up on because it's pretty short. I think we only played for like 3.5 hours because we ate like the first like 30 minutes or something. Yes, thank you. Have a great rest. Thank you, you too, guys. You go do your thing, and I'll see you guys later. In 4 hours. I will make the waiting room soonish, I guess. But yeah. Thanks for the stream on Sunday morning. Aw, thank you for the super chat. I hope you guys can make it to tonight's stream. And yes, terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Thank you very much for your attention. And salam merakyat, everybody. And I'll see you tonight Bye bye, everybody!